There is no stomach in the state of Israel for two states, and there should never be. Let me ask you a question. How many Arabs and Muslims in the Middle East have self-determination? How many democracies are? Exactly zero. You have a military dictatorship, you have monarchy dictatorships, you have Islamic dictatorships. There are no democracies. So this one place we're going to have self-determination, where people are committed to slaughtering the Jews and the Israelis from the river to the sea. And we have to ensure their self-determination. No, there is no self-determination because they don't want it. A Democrat Islamist. You know who a Democrat Islamist is? It's Chris Van Hollen. Chris Van Hollen from Maryland. He was a congressman, now he's a senator, and he's a lowlife. He and his wife are, in my view, just my opinion, Democrat Islamists. He hates the state of Israel. He hates Netanyahu. He spews the Hamas talking points about the casualties in the Gaza Strip. He's one of the worst, one of the absolute worst. But I wanted you to hear this. This is important. About, do you believe the Palestinians have a right to self-determination? Oh, yes, they should be able to slaughter all the Jews they want, all the Americans they want, grab the territory, and have self-determination. Right? No, not right. Let's check this out. Go.
I'd like to discuss your views about what people refer to as the day after in Gaza and beyond. President Trump has an opportunity to bring some light at the end of a very dark tunnel we find ourselves in, the latest chapter being the horrific Hamas attacks of October 7th. The president has said he wants to bring long-term peace and security to the region. Clearly, Hamas can have no role in that future. But long-term peace must include security, self-determination, and dignity for Israelis and Palestinians alike.
You know what's amazing to me? You talk about dignity and self-determination among Palestinians. Well, where is it? They're slaughtering each other. They have basically two parties, Hamas and Fatah. Fatah's on the losing end. That's Abbas, the other terrorist. They lost the civil war in Gaza. It was brutal, vicious. They killed each other. They torture each other. So where is this self-respect, self-determination? Where exactly does it exist? You had Gaza. You didn't have a single Jew in Gaza. All the Jews left, even though Gaza is Israeli territory, always has been for thousands of years. It's actually a beautiful place, or was, right on the Mediterranean. They could have built industries there. They could have built tourist attractions. They could have done all that. They had all the opportunity in the world, all the money in the world from one foreign government after another, and UNWRA, the terrorist organization working for the terrorist United Nations. And what did they do with all this money they got from Qatar? You know what they did. They built an underground cave system to slaughter people, slaughter their own people. And yet, they're the most popular party among the Palestinians, the most popular party. But we're going to give them a state, and we're going to carve it out of the ancestral homeland of the Jews, Judea and Samaria. Judea, the town of Shiloh, which is the literal birthplace where these several tribes came together and formed Judaism. And Samuel, who God spoke to, led them to this promised land, this promise. Oh, no. That's Palestinian. Says who? Says they. Go.
When we talked in my office, you agreed that we should stand up and protect universal human rights and self-determination for all people, including both Israelis and Palestinians. And I'd just like to hear you today say that that's your view.
To put that view in the context of the day after question, I think President Trump is uniquely positioned at this very challenging moment to bring peace to the region, to eradicate terrorists of Hamas and Hezbollah, to protect Israel's national security. If you look at the failures, we've given billions of dollars, and this is just the bilateral aid to the Palestinians, and it has been abused by Hamas.
Representative Stefanik, it was a very simple question.
As soon as she got into what actually goes on with the money and the Palestinians, he cut her off. Go ahead.
I'm just asking you if you agree with the statement that in order to achieve long-term peace and stability in the Middle East, that we have to secure the human rights and rights of self-determination.
How do we secure, quote unquote, the human rights and self-determination of a people that don't even want to secure it for themselves? Who's stopping them? They slaughtered innocent citizens. They raped them. They decapitated them. They butchered them. They killed their babies. Gang rapes. I don't give a damn about their self-determination. Just call me whatever you want. They don't give a damn about their self-determination. And most of the places where this occurred, these kibbutzim and this Nova Festival, these were politically and socially liberal Jews who wanted, in many cases, a Palestinian state, who voted against Benjamin Netanyahu, the Likud, and the other conservative parties, who wanted more of sort of cultural relationships with the Palestinians in Gaza. That's why they're on the kibbutz on the border. The Nova Festival, a fairly liberal event. And look what happened. There is no stomach in the state of Israel for two states, and there should never be. And this kind of talk about self-determination and so forth and so on, let me ask you a question. How many Arabs and Muslims in the Middle East have self-determination? How many democracies are? Exactly zero. You have a military dictatorship, you have monarchy dictatorships, you have Islamic dictatorships. There are no democracies. So this one place we're going to have self-determination, where people are committed to slaughtering the Jews and the Israelis from the river to the sea. And we have to ensure there's self-determination. No, there is no self-determination because they don't want it.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.